Welcome to the next session. So in this class we discuss about game manager script and making menus and GUI items such as score and health kind of things. Okay, let's start about those things. So the first thing I do is I double click my game manager script. We use this game manager to control all the other scripts. That's what we have discussed in the last class. And here you could notice that we declared a file variable, and this is where we are creating missiles for our game. So I would like to type here as comments like I put my double slash so I can type some comments here. Creates missiles once in every 100 fire count, because that's what we have mentioned here. With 5, whenever the fire equals 100, then it would create one. So that's what we're instantiating here. And if create cloud equal to 80, here we are instantiating clouds, which is exactly like a duplicating clouds here. So that's what we have here. Okay, this is what game manager we have done. And also there are a few other things that we have to discuss, such as, for example, look at this one. Here we have a hero. Okay, this is a hero game object which has another script called hero move. Great. Then there is a missile, and there's another script called missile. Great. And if you come over here, if you just open your prefab section, there you can see your hero. Okay, and it has a script, and missile has a script. Great. Whereas there are 3 scripts here. Hero has one script, and see there is a move cloud script to make the cloud move, and there is a hero move script to make the hero move, and there is a missile script to make the missiles to burst or to destroy the enemy on which it collides, something like that. And there is a game manager. So there are 4 scripts there. So in order to communicate with one script and another script, then we need to create a singleton class. So look at here. So there are 4 scripts, and how do they talk with each other? That's why we have a game manager where they all can communicate, which is like having a common place where they can put the commonly used variables and game objects, and they can access them whenever they want. So what are the common variables that they can use here? It's like the health variable, and increasing the score variable, and also like UI items like accessing the game start menu, game end menu, those kind of things are all the common things which all the 4 scripts may access. So we need to create that. And so before we go to that, let's talk about declaring this into a singleton class. And now what I can do is I can just I can type here like public static game. I'm going to give the same name here, static game manager. Then I'm going to name it as instance. So public static game manager instance, and I'm going to call it as instance equals inside the void stat, I just given it as public instance equal to this, which means that from now on you can access any game variables or any variables in the game manager script from outside the script also. I made this as game manager instance. So now you can easily access this game manager instance from other game objects. For example, let's come here. So there's an update. Fine. I want to create my own variable. My own function. So I'm going to name it as public void increase score. Yeah. So this is one method. Now we call here as method. It's not actually a function. We call here as everything here as a method. So let's talk about that. So public void increase score. So here I just type it as, I'm going to declare a variable called score. Yeah. Then I'm going to declare another variable called health. So here I just here type it as, whenever someone call this method or a function, this is the function, but in C# we call this method. When from other script, such as when the hero escapes from the missile, then we have to increase the health, or we have to increase the score of the game. Please understand that. So whenever a hero escapes from the missile, then we have to increase the score. That's why we have this. So I'm going to create this method here, which is like, whenever you call this method public void increase score, then the score will be increased. So initially I declare the score variable, we already declared here, so I'm going to initialize here as score equals 0. Okay, whereas here whenever someone call this method increase score, okay, then I'm going to increase this one. So score equals score plus 10. Okay, so if you guys know it well, then you know how to do that. Score plus equals 10. Okay, both are same. So if you feel like you're confused, then you can just go with this, score equal to score plus 10. So yeah, both are same. So here I just type, when this method is called, score will be incremented. Okay, method means function. Okay, please remember that. The score equals score plus 10. Okay, when someone calls, yeah. And what if someone just want to decrease the score? So let me create another method here, like it's increase score and decrease score, like public void, yeah, why it says some error message because it's increase. So I have to dec, or so decrease score. Yeah, now it worked. So so public void decrease score, score equals score minus 10. Okay, so there are these two methods that one can call, so increase score and decrease score. So these two methods are not inside your update method. Look at that, they're not inside the update method, or they're not inside the start. They are their own new methods. So where did I declare these methods? I declared them inside the game manager. Great. And also there's another thing, like a health. We have a health here. So by default, so the player will have the health 3. Okay, so it's like public void decrease health, then I'm going to health equals health minus 1. So this is what I do here. So health equals HALTH, health equals health minus 1. So health equals health minus 1. Let's wait. So the next one we do here is like increase score, decrease score, and decrease health. Okay, so we have here declared 3 things here, like decrease score. Okay, so let's do this. Why did we do that? So why did we do this? Now how are we going to execute this? Yeah, I understand. So that's what the main problem would be. Now look at this. I'm going to play, and now before I play, I go to the game window, and here is a maximize on play. I clicked it. Now you could see it's enabled. Now I just click my play button to see what happened to the game. Okay. Oh, it's destroyed. maybe I should stop and play again, because the missile should not get hurt. Now look at that. There is a missile. Okay, I should not get hurt with the missile. Okay, but nothing is happening. Why we created these three methods and where we are going to access that exactly? That's what the point is. Now go to the console here. So just play the game again. Oh, sorry. This time I don't want this maximize on play. I just disable this. So so that will be much easier for me to work with. So maybe I just disable that. Yeah. Now let me play this one. Okay, now you guys can see the game is playing and nothing is happening here. Everything is working just as such. There are no mistakes, nothing in there. And here you could see in the console menu there is an there are comments. There is a comments on there. If there are any errors, it will show. Okay, everything is on there. So if there's anything, it will show here. So what I do here is I go to my game now. So we created these three methods, but nowhere we are calling these methods. Okay, we have to call. When we have to call? When your score will increase. So you guys just give a look and tell me when you want the score to be increased for your game. Yeah, just like how can you find out whether the hero has escaped from the missile? How do you know that? Or how the game will know the hero has escaped from the missiles? So that's where it comes. Yeah, that's where it comes. Like whenever the missile here, it hits with the boundary. You remember the boundary that we have created last time? Here it is, the boundary. Yeah, this boundary. So yeah, this boundary. So whenever the missile hits the boundary, which means hero has escaped from the missile. That is how a missile can hit on the boundary. Okay, so that's what it is. Now let's play that. What if it hits? Oh, great. Okay, and so I just go there, then increase score. Great. Now I go to my missile. Okay, I'm inside the missile. So whenever the collider collides with the boundary and we destroy the game object, fine, which means we're destroying the missiles. And after that, so I want the missiles, when before the missile get destroys, it has to update the score. Okay, so that score is in the game manager. So that's what happened now. So if collision.gameObject tag equals boundary, which means it hits the boundary, this missile has hit the boundary, then destroy the game object, which means we are destroying this missile. So before destroying the missile, I want to do one thing. I want to call this method, which is what we call it as increase score. So the user score will be increased. So do you remember the name of the method? It's increase score. Okay, I'm just going to type as increase score, and I'm going to call this one, so I'm going to put a semicolon there. Look at that. So here, whenever you declare something, you don't need to put a semicolon, but when you call a method, you have to put a semicolon. So I'm going to call this increase score. But why there is an error here? Because this increase score is in another script. It is in another script. So in order to access the method or a variable from another script, we have to use this singleton method. That's why we created a singleton. So game manager instance equal this. So let's do that. So oh, I'm sorry, let's come over here and type it as, what's your script name? Game manager. So game manager dot instance dot increase score. So yeah, that's it. Now you could see now I'm accessing another script's increase score. So this is the singleton variable. You have to use this game manager dot instance. So that's what I given here. So game manager instance. So whenever the game manager instance is given, instead of instance you can give some other name, so you could use that. But you should also remember to give the instance equal to this in the start method, where we are telling the script that this is the instance script that we have to use. Okay, so that's what we are using it. Great. So we are increasing the score. And look at this, there is one more problem here. Whenever there are two lines after if statement, then the if will execute only the first statement, it won't execute the second statement. That's why we need to put a brackets. Great. So let me just save this, Control S. So whenever collision is happened, it just increases the score. Okay, destroy game object, everything is done, the score will be increased. But where can we see the score getting increased? So that's where we have another problems there. We have to see where the score is getting increased. How can I see that? So now see here, so I go to my help Unity scripting reference, which you remember. So here I just type it as debug, or I can just type it as print. So there you can see we can print things like maybe debug.log. that will help me to print something. So look at these lines here, I can just debug.log whatever I want. So look at this line. If you want to print something, I can just debug.log. okay, so now I go to my script here and I'm going to type debug.log, which is not hello here. I want score and the real score value. Yeah, you'll get an error here. Look at this. So what will happen is when you play the game, you will get an score semicolon and the value of the score. The value of the score is initially 0, and once when the missile hits the boundary, then the missile will just call the increased score. Once the increased score is called, the score value will be increased from 0 to 10. So it has to be displayed here. So score, look at this. So score plus the score value. The score value now is 10. So that will be displayed here. But look at this, the score, let's underline. Why? Because this score variable is not declared in missile. It is declared in the game manager. So in order to call that, I'm going to use game manager dot instance dot score. Done. So let me just save this one, and I'm saving the game manager too. So let's see what happens in the game when we play it. And do I get any error message here? No. So yeah, let's see, the game will work now. So now the missile is going to hit. Okay, great. Now you could see the score value at the beneath the screen. Score is 10, score is 20. Here you could see that score is 30. Yeah, score is, I think I'm saved now. Oh, score is 60, score is 70. Great, which means my script is working. I oftenly use this debug.log to find out whether my script is working or not. Now I can pretty clearly say that my script is working, because if, oh, that's it, my score is thanks. But look at that, still the score is increasing even after, yeah, my helicopter is dead. Yeah, I had to fix that. Anyway, I had to fix that, and look at that. So now I can pretty clear that the score is increasing. Fine. Now I have to put a display here, a UI to display my score. So in that way it will be easily done. So let's discuss about in the next session.